Amethyst is a beautiful purple-colored stone, often found in colors ranging from light lilac to a deep royal violet. But what really is amethyst? As a precursor, I know my camera quality isn't very good, so sorry. I'm still figuring out my camera and everything, so I hope you're patient with me until then. Anyways. Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm not a gemologist, but I'm an artist that really likes gemstones, so let's talk about amethyst. Amethyst is made of silicon dioxide, which is quartz. It gets its usual colors from impurities inside, like iron and manganese. Some amethysts can be light green in color, which is then called prasiolite or green amethyst, but we're kind of sticking to the normal purple stuff today. Both a really dark and really light amethyst are going to be lower in value and quality to that of a really vibrant and clear one. Amethyst can have a lot of variations inside of its purpley color, mostly like white and brown. Like a lot of stones, amethyst can have treatments done to it to make it look nicer. Like a dark stone can be heat treated to make it more mellow and colorful, while a light stone can be dyed for its vibrancy. It is possible that the color can fade with a lot of exposure to heat every day, though in my experience it's not very common, but I do live in a colder state, so. Amethyst is found in a lot of places. Some of the more prominent places with amethyst mines are Russia, Brazil, Zambia, which is currently the largest producer in the world, Uruguay, Australia, India, Madagascar, Mexico, Morocco, Namibia, Nigeria, South Korea, and Bolivia. Amethyst is also found in the US, like in Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, but we don't have as much as the big guys I listed before. This stone used to be just as rare as rubies and emeralds, but now it's pretty common and easily available. Now it's on to the properties of amethyst, some of the more sciencey stuff. As a raw stone, they come in a hexagonal structure. Kind of like when people say crystal, it's really the one you think of. Amethyst is quite the poster boy. It has a similar luster or shininess to that of glass. It can sometimes have fluorescence and ultraviolet light. It usually has like a cream or whitish color when it does, but mine doesn't, so I can't show you, sorry. On the Mohs hardness scale, which is in reference to its scratchability, amethyst is a 7, where a diamond would be a 10 on the top of the scale. It's alright in jewelry for everyday wear, but it's really not recommended. It can abrade the stone and scratch it with constant wear, so just be careful. They can be fairly brittle. I have personally seen quite a few broken amethysts before. When they break, they do have a conchoidal fracture, which what that is it basically looks like the ridges in a shell, so it's pretty cool when you do see rocks break like that. Since amethysts are a relatively inexpensive gemstone and pretty easily obtainable, they're more often cut into fantasy or designer cuts than a lot of other stones are. Fantasy and designer cuts are basically just stones that are cut in a really weird way, not like the normal like round or other fancy cuts that you usually see. Now let's get into the more mystical beliefs of amethyst. I'm not really one to get into metaphysical stuff, nor am I one to debunk it, but I just think it's kind of interesting. Amethyst's name comes from the ancient Greek word amethystos, which means not drunk. It was therefore associated with wine for its deep color and was believed to keep its wearer quick thinking and clear-headed, preventing drunkenness. The story of its creation to the ancient Greeks goes as this. Bacchus, or Dionysus, the god of wine, was in a pretty bad mood. He said the next person he would come across would feel his wrath. I think maybe he had a bit of a rager, and that kind of led to him feeling a little bit grumpy, but it just so happened that the beautiful maiden Amethyst had crossed his path on her way to worship at the temple of Artemis. Dionysus bid his vicious tigers to leap at her, and Amethyst called upon the gods to protect her. So Artemis did, by turning her into a statue of clear quartz. Once Dionysus sobered up and realized what he had done, remorse filled him, and he poured the rest of his wine upon the statue, staining it a deep violet hue. So the maiden Amethyst gave her name to the beautiful purple stone that she had become. This is where I had gotten my inspiration for the painting I'm doing in the background now, a statue of poor Amethyst being attacked by vicious tigers. And while this sounds a lot like a true Greek myth, it actually comes from the Renaissance age. The original story was written by French poet Remy Belleau, who is quite famous for a lot of gemstone origin stories. Enough about that story and onto some more beliefs. The zodiac sign for amethyst is most often shown as Aquarius or Pisces, but I've seen a lot of contention of that, so I guess whatever you believe it is. As a traditional gift, it's usually gifted in the 6th wedding anniversary. Some Christians associate amethyst with calming lust. The color represented purity of a spirit and showed the wounds and suffering of Christ, which then in turn were used to aid in healing wounds. For example, it was believed rubbing a dampened amethyst on a pimple would cure it. I don't think that's true though. Amethyst is the main and traditional birthstone for February. My thought is because Saint Valentine used to have a ring made with amethyst to show the value of pure love. Again, hitting back to that Christians and thoughts of keeping away lust. Some other cultures believed that it represented peace and had a calming presence that promotes soothing dreams. So, I guess if you're really desperate for some good sleep, try to keep an amethyst around, I guess. Only you can really say if it works for you or not. The amethyst I used in this painting isn't very high quality because I didn't want to ruin something really nice. I used a mixture of geometric amethyst beads and then also some inlay chips that I kind of smashed up a little bit of both to get all the sizes that I needed. I have unaffiliated links down below for both of the items that I used respectively, just in case you're interested in getting some for yourself. And now, here's the finished piece! Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to teach you something new today. If you want to see more, I hope you'll subscribe to keep up with other gemstone videos I'll be doing. Have a great day, y'all!